All right, counterpunch boxing. We're back with another one. Okay, look, I told you guys I would come back and give you, my immediate reaction after the Loma Walters fight. Uh, Now, so you know, let me get my phone ready, my computer here ready. Okay, but just so you know, guys, I have a terrible cold. I'm gonna try to get through the video without coughing and, basically falling over because I feel like crap. But anyway, uh, all right, the fight went down exactly, like I thought. I put out a couple of prediction videos, and I predicted Loma is gonna dominate. He's going to be too much for Walters to handle, and eventually he will stop him, or Walters, he's going to quit. The corner, they're going to throw in the towel. Referee going to wave the fight off, and that's basically what happened. But there's a little bit of a twist here. Okay, going into after the fight went 8 rounds. Okay, going into the 9th round. There's a little bit of commotion going over in the corner of Walters, okay, and he was basically saying no more. He was saying no mas, no mas, and it looked like the trainer was kind of arguing with him, maybe trying to talk him out of it, and basically he quit. He quit. I mean, he pulled a Victor Ortiz, okay. I mean, he quit on his stool, and look, that's really breaking boxing tradition. I understand, there's a couple of guys I was watching the fight with, and they said, well, they don't want to damage him. They want to, make sure he has a career in boxing. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, he was getting dominated. I mean, Loma was completely toying with him. But he wasn't really hurt. I mean, he was barely marked up. He could have continued, but it's like I said. And then after the fight, Kellerman is interviewing Walters, and he said, "Well, why'd you quit? What's going on in your head?" And it was exactly what I said in the prediction video. Nearly a year layoff. He couldn't make weight in his last fight or 2 fights ago. The draw with Jason Sosa. I mean, everything that we talked about leading up to the fight came out of his mouth after the fight. And another quick note I want to add right before the fight, and I'm gonna put together a video of it. Kellerman came out and changed his score with the Kovalev-Andre Ward fight. He came out and basically said, "Hey, I have a correction to make. I was calling the fight. I wasn't actually judging it. I made an error. I made a mistake. I have 113, 114 Kovalev." But to save grace, to make HBO look like they're not completely fucking biased to Andre Ward, he said, "But I can understand how the judges came up with what they came up with." Now, another thing they talked about was round 10. Round 10, Kovalev completely dominated round 10. I mean, it was like another round 2, and that all three judges gave round 10 to Kovalev. And even in round 1, Kovalev nearly dropped Andre Ward. I forgot about that. Ward held the ropes. I mean, if he wouldn't have held and it wouldn't and the bell didn't ring, Andre Ward would have been dropped in round 1. So you have round 1 nearly getting dropped, round 2 getting dropped, and then round 10 completely dominated by Kovalev. But yet all 3 judges gave it to Andre Ward. But anyway, getting back to the Loma and Walters fight. Excuse me, guys. Okay, what I do during the fight, I take notes for every round. So I'm going to kind of read over a couple of my notes, and there's only like 7 or 8 of them. Okay, round 1 was a feel-out round. There's a couple meaningful punches landed all by Loma. Loma landed a great left hook. Round 1, Loma. Round 2, Loma throwing great combos. Let's see, I wrote left. Loma looks quicker, moving to spots, getting outside of Walter's right hand. He was really, the movement was just perfect. Okay, round 2, Loma. Round 3, okay, I wrote better round for Walters, but not great. Walters throwing the body shot, but missing with the right hand, and the only thing Walters landed was a body shot here and there, missing with the right hand. Then I wrote Loma looking very crafty, setting traps. Walters is throwing the right hand and misses again. Loma ends the round with a great combo. Yeah, like I said, right before the bell, I think about 8-9 seconds before the bell, he put together a really good combo, ending round 3. Round 4, pretty much the same thing as round 3. Okay, round 5. Now, this is where the fight really shifted, in my opinion. I wrote Loma, turning this into a boxing lesson, a boxing clinic, landing basically at will. Walters is letting his hands go a little more, but not much is landing. Loma lands a great body shot. Walters is just looking for an opening. Loma is now dropping his hands, toying with Walters. Okay, so yeah, round 5, Loma, obviously. All right, round 6. Now in the corner, they look irritated. Okay, they look flustered. They look frustrated. And I think they may have been talking about ending the fight. Going into that round, and they looked angry with Walters. Now I wrote Walters has taken the right hand. Okay, this is something interesting. In the Nonito Donaire fight and Walters Nonito Donaire, Walters completely took away Nonito's right hand. Well, in this fight, Loma did the same thing. Completely took the left hand away from, the right away from Walters. Okay. He would, kind of pat it down. I don't know if you guys ever really boxed or whatever, but, when they throw a jab, you can pat it down with your jab and come over with a hook. Or when they're in that Philly shell, right, and they got their guard up, you can kind of slap a glove down and then throw a quick hook or even, a jab or anything. But, yeah, basically, Loma in that round, he was using that tactic. And so, yeah, definitely giving that round to Loma. And look, every round, I didn't give Walters not one round, not even a minute of a round, not even a 10-second flurry, nothing. It was a complete domination by Loma. Okay, round 7. Loma's looking fresh. Very busy. Walters is getting backed up onto the ropes, and Loma is finding his target, landing at will, just controlling the fight through and through. Okay, round 8. Now here's where it gets a little weird. Okay, Loma is trying to hurt him now. Loma is trying to hurt him now. Walters again moving back to the ropes, getting hit at will. Every round was basically the same. Okay, so round 8 ends, right? They're over there in the corner. That big commotion goes on, and he quits. And so after the fight, Max Kellerman, he's like, look, it's boxing tradition. You don't just quit. Look, boxing, it's a fight. You're in there to fight. And I even said, you could look at the video right below the video you're watching now. In that video, I said, I think Walters is showing up for a check. His mind isn't into the fight. Really, I want you guys to do it. Go back and watch that video. It played out exactly like I said. Look, you just kind of learn to pick up on these things. You have to learn to kind of read body language and, just really, look for clues, and I mentioned that in the other video. You have to look for clues in boxing. It's almost like you're investigating, like you're investigating like a case, like you're a detective, right? And you have to put together evidence and clues, and you come up with your conclusion, and that's how we do it. So yeah, hopefully you guys were able to watch the fight. If not, we have it in the group right now, Counterpunch Boxing in our group. I was live during the fight, kind of doing a little commentating, taking notes, that kind of thing. But so yeah, if you didn't get a chance to watch it, you can go to the group and check it out there. All right, Counterpunch Boxing. Leave your comment below. Please share, like, and subscribe.